Only 5 or 6 inches to get finishing. Yeah, just give it.
Okay, come to finish off, over you come!
Come away from that goal first. Okay, if you've got goal side. Yes, man. Some just come away.
Get boy, did you come in?
Dave, yes. Come higher, come higher. Yep, there it is, come on, to the ball. Good, that's it, smooth it out. I'll meet it. Good. Back in. Bump. Good, bump. Good, keep the ball away from you. Studs now, comes in. Cure it, studs. Good, that's it, get that on. Hold and wait, try and help the ball, yep. Studs again, wait, get that now. Good. Yep, again, yep. That's it, good. The elbow across. Yep, good, comes again. Right. That's good. Do that. Back in. Good. Come away. Securing it second. Here again. Good. What are you doing? Slide you in. Good. Good. There it is.
Not even the best fish, but it's good. Good.
Yep, there it is. Set, good. Hold your run. Yep, there it is. Touch, good. Good. In the corners. Jump, Albion. Last one, Dave. Last one. Control. Good. Sit in. Come on, hit it. One more. There it is. Touch. Cross the goal. Yes. Good. Nice. Passing it. Good. Nice. Good fishy.
Yours, wait, heads.
Just work on that one. Good. Good. Driving side. Good.
Bit off and on, Jay.
Yep. Secure it. And now go. Good. Nice. Come here, I'll slide you in there. Yep. There it is. Good. Jumping. Nice. Ready? Yep, in. Set. Everyone. Put it right.
know, them channel runs, make sure you get your block first, get your contact. Don't let him get to this point here, then you run.
Away from me, I'm going to nip the ball for a strap. Hit good.
Yeah, yeah. If you ace up, if I pull out, block it.
Good, that's it. Good, nice. I like it. Flat that one in. Flat that one.
All the best, Manny. Come on, mate. Aggressive, yeah.
Thank you.
This side, this side.
Oh, yes, Durham.
Come on, go. Hey!
Get them little advantage on that. Quick, go in, quick. Don't switch off. I need to get it.
Can't go through it. Oh, is that the white? That's it. Okay.
Oh.
Aggressive in your press. Like you do, like pretend defend against me. You trade it, yeah, give them a bit. Yeah? If you're going to foul someone, make sure it's a good foul, like it's a good body. You don't need to like go on 2 for somebody, but give somebody a good fucking body. Yeah?
Go for quickly to the check.
Yeah, man, yes, fine.
Yeah, I just want to stand in there. Cheers.
Good afternoon and welcome to live coverage of Brighton and Hove Albion versus Manchester United on My Albion TV. I'm Matt Drabble, taking you through proceedings as Andrew Croft's side look to get back to winning ways on home soil. The lineups today, starting with the Albion, they make 4 changes to the side that was defeated by Leicester on Monday. Top scorer Evan Ferguson is back in the side after a brief spell away from the 23s. So too is Hayden Roberts. He joins Ed Turns and Lars Den Donker at the back, in front of Tom McGill in goal. Spong, Leonard and Perpion in midfield, with Tanamowo and Furlong providing the width. Large joins Ferguson up top. And for United, they make 3 changes from their derby defeat to City. Mella returns on loan from a loan at Stockport and comes straight into the side. Andre Mastany is given the start and goal ahead of his compatriot Kovar, and Isaac Hansen-Oren has replaced Martin Swiderski. There's also a place on the bench for former Albion first-teamer Paul McShane. The Irish international serves as a player-manager in the Red Devils under-23s setup. The Albion have never beaten United at this level of football, but they are also unbeaten on home soil this season. As referee Daniel Lamport puts the whistle to his lips, players from both sides united in their stand against racism and discrimination around the globe. It is United that get us underway. Back to Charlie Savage. Spread out to that right-hand side where the head is won by Hayden Roberts and sent back up in the air by Will Fish. Tanimowo on the right-hand side sends it into the channel looking for Talage, but coming across with a good challenge was Bjorn Hardley. Tanimowo, the right wing back, just making his 3rd start of the season, had a long-term injury, a dislocated kneecap, which he's now recovering from, but his knee's still heavily strapped up as he takes this throw-in. Tanimowo goes down under challenge, free kick going the way of the Albion. Jack Spong, the man to take this one. Spong, ever present in almost every age of Albion's academy sides. Joined the club when he was 11 years old. Somewhat of a free kick specialist. Be an in-swinger from Spong on the right-hand side. Plenty of blue and white shirts crowded towards the edge of that penalty area. It's in from Spong. It's a not too convincing clearing away from United. Will it drop at the edge to Furlong? He tries to head it back into play. And then coming away with it is Will Fish. It's blocked well by Leonard, so United will be pinned deep in their own half. Pretty frantic pace to the start of this game. Both these sides will be looking to make amends. Both lost games which they really felt they should have done better in their previous outings. United losing in a derby to City, a highly emotional fixture at any level of football. Albion losing away from home at Leicester City. A game they would have been hoping to pick up at least a point in, especially after taking the lead through Perpion. Throwing on this left-hand side for the Spaniard Alvaro Fernandez. Savage's touchback is straight out of play. Tanimowo to take the throw-in. Large's touch is heavy, and the frenetic pace we started this game with is continuing. Fish. Mella looking to lose the attentions of the Albion midfield. Iqbal, he'll hook forward, looking for Hansen-Oren. Spong controls well, into Leonard. Leonard out to Furlong. Furlong across the area, can Talage get on the end of it? In fact, it was Evan Ferguson who that ball came off. Didn't seem like he was expecting it to come at him with quite that pace. It was a good delivery from Furlong, who leads the Albion in assists this year. But Evan Ferguson couldn't control in the area. Shoretire finds Wellens. Wellens driving forward from right back. Emran. Now Savage looking for Fernandez. Again, the pass just a little bit off the mark from Savage, but so too is that ball out towards Tanamowo. Wellens again. First concerted spell of possession for United thus far. Andre Mastany controlling it in goal, as I mentioned before the game, taking the place of his compatriot. Normally Kovar dominates that goalkeeping spot for United's under-23s. Another Czech goalkeeper Mastany in today. Hansen Oren. Shoretire, back to Hansen Oren. Round the corner to Shoretire. Good football for United, squared across the area and cleared behind by Hayden Roberts. Good instincts from Hayden Roberts to pick out where that cross was going to land, but it was good football from United. Hansen Oren and Shoretire combining. Throwing on this left-hand side. Nowhere for Fernandez to go, battling against Perpion. Back with Shoretire again, that combination working to Hansen Oren in the area and squeezed out again by Hayden Roberts. A man making his first start of the year for the under-23s. Finally a free kick won by the Albion, but not once but twice did Hayden Roberts read that ball into the box, and he was able to cut it out and clear away. United causing plenty of problems down that left-hand side in the last few moments. And Hansen Oren's been at the heart of most of them, Norwegian 17-year-old. Spong picks Shoretire's pocket, rolls it towards the edge to Perpion. Can he find room for a shot? Into Talage, but he's just battled off the ball, and United will try and counter. Iqbal looking for the run of Emran, but not finding its designated target. McGill can scoop up. Ferguson flicks on to no one in particular. United back on the ball. Just one place separates these two sides in the Premier League 2. Albion 6th, the Red Devils are 7th. Both will have hopes of pushing in to the higher ranks of the league as it's flicked into the path of Ferguson, well by Talage. Irish forward plays in Tanamowo. Ferguson again into Tanamowo, but he just had to stretch to get on the end of that ball. That allowed Iqbal to take over. Perpion's won it back. Leonard, Talage, Leonard again. Ferguson, 18 yards from goal, spinning and shooting, but perhaps not what the doctor ordered for the Albion. Had players around him. One of them was Talage, another was Leonard. Tried to shoot himself. You can hardly blame Evan Ferguson. 8 goals this season. Set this under-23s league alight, but not his best effort there. and wrestles Mella off the ball. Shoretire. Now Emmeran looking to skip past Furlong and doing so successfully. Emmeran chipped towards the back post, won well by turns. And then headed on again by Leonard towards Talaj. United throw coming up. Shoretire. To thread one through to Emmeran. Hayden Roberts read it well. Hayden Roberts, a player that hasn't been featuring for the Albion under-23s the last couple of years, mainly because he's been on loan with Rochdale. Had a long loan spell there. Very productive one, featured 26 times for the Manchester-based club. 24 of those were starts. Throwing on the left-hand side, into Perkin it goes, the Australian youth international. Tanimowo tried to skip out Leonard and fire it straight into Talaj. Will it be another wave of red attack coming forward? Cross towards Hansen Oren. Mella keeps it alive. And a good tackle from Perpion to take off Iqbal. Can Albion build on that? But again, it's just taken away from Evan Ferguson. United's back line holding firm thus far. United's control over this game just starting to grow a little bit as they possess the ball around the back line here. It's Hardley. Iqbal to Emran. Wellens looking over the top to Shoretire in the area, drops in the middle and finished off by Damani Mella. But it looked like Shoretire was going to get on the end of it. In the end, it was Damani Mella that puts it away. Fresh off returning from his loan spell with Stockport. He's found the net in his first game back. He only came back to Carrington's training ground 2 days ago. And after a quick trip to the south coast, he's notched his first goal. Damani Mella pouncing on the ball in the penalty area and tucking it past Tom McGill, who didn't have a chance. Manchester United 1, Brighton Hove Albion 0. Fernandez. Albion will be forced to come from behind. Not something they've had to do too often while playing on home soil. Welland looking to bring it over halfway, again for United. Emran. Iqbal. Crowded out by blue and white shirts, illegally, says the referee. Leonard and Perpion both there trying to prevent him from turning. Iqbal wins a free kick. Been lively thus far, has Zidane Iqbal, player that just received his first senior international call-up for Iraq, set to play against Iran. Previously been the captain of Iraq's under-23 side. Free kick for United, just right of centre. Emran shoots from range straight into the chest of Tom McGill. Iqbal can turn again in midfield. Line breaking pass to Shoretire. On the right hand side it's Emran. One-on-one with Roberts. Still those two doing battle. Roberts looks like he might win that one. And he plays it out of play for another United throw on that right hand side. Spong back on it for the Albion. Just as I say that though, Shoretire's got a pocket of space to operate into. Charlie Savage. Fernandez looked to thread that one through to Shoretire. McGill sending it forward. Talage's touch lets him down again, and Fernandez can streak up that left wing. Progress halted by Leonard. It will just be a throw to United, to be taken by Alvaro Fernandez, a man that's already scored against Brighton and Hove Albion once. A fantastic goal when these two sides met in 2020, cutting in from this left-back position and striking from range at this very ground. Shoretire, acres of room in the middle for Shoretire. Wellens, Emran's cross, blocked well. But out behind for a corner. Furlong was the man defending it. United wanted a little bit more than just a corner there. They felt that Furlong's arm was raised above his head. Referee and linesman in agreement that it will just be a corner for the Red Devils. Emran to whip in. It's not a great delivery, but it might cause some problems with the bounce. Hansen Oren. Shoretire again, so often the creator, the orchestrator for United in that number 10 position. Wellens, chip back towards Shoretire. Reading it was Turns. Trying to bring it away is Spong. Albion just can't escape their own third at the moment though. Swarmed by red shirts at every attempt. Bjorn Hardley all the way home to Andre Mastany, that hasn't had much to do thus far. Again, good football from Hayden Roberts to bring it down on the chest. As the calls of keep it come from the Albion sideline, instructions clear. A bit of possession wouldn't go amiss for the Albion. Tanamoa. Perfectly unable to momentarily lose the attention of Iqbal, but the forward's back on him. Mastany can claim that easily. Emran on the right wing. He'll run at turns. Furlong's back helping. Looking to thread it into the path of Mella. But McGill's there to scoop up again. 2 losses and a draw all time against the Red Devils for the Seagulls. Lost 2-1 earlier on this season, away from home. Drew 0-0 last season, and then was smashed 5-2 on this ground at the beginning of the season prior. But here's Ferguson. Tanimowo on the right-hand side. Does the fullback have some trickery in the locker to get past Savage? Cross drilled towards the edge of the area. Wasn't a particularly good one. Spong. Space on the left for Furlong. Can he come up with a cross? No, he can't. Blazing it over when there was blue and white shirts waiting in the area. Bit of a let-off for United, that. Albion worked the ball from right to left and found Furlong and space in the channel. Only ends in the United goal kick. Perpion to Leonard. Then Donker. Long diagonal coming from Robert, who'll find Tanimowo, and he just started his run a little bit early. Another good ball from Hayden Roberts, who's playing like he's never been away. Tanimowo just caught offside. Free kick coming to United. Andre Mastany making his first appearance for the under-23s of United this season. Consistently been the goalkeeper for United's under-18 side. Actually went on the FA Youth Cup semi-final run with that under-18 side. As Damani Mella picks it up on the left wing. Good skill from Leonard. He's hacked down by Charlie Savage. Free kick going Brighton and Hove Albion's way. A challenge that Dad would have been proud of potentially for Charlie Savage. He is, of course, the son of pundit and ex-footballer Robbie Savage. Somewhat polarising figure in the professional game, I think it's fair to say.
Stay high.
Calma.
Just drop off, just a couple of yards in front of me, alright? From here? Yeah, as you are now. Before you run up. Perfect.
Shoretire goes down under the pressure of Spong. Referee waves play on. Perpion to Leonard. Back to Perpion. Good football from the Albion. Leonard again, but he was off the same wavelength as Jack Spong. And United will try and counter through Damani Mella. Space here for Mella. Savage inside of him. Chooses to go back to Iqbal. Iqbal out to Hansen Oren, and somehow he blazes it past the post from all of 7-8 yards away. It was a fantastic counter-attack from United. One-touch football. It fell to Hansen Oren, and he aimed for that far post and just opened up his body a little bit too much. Albion back with possession, but really it should have been 2 to United. Tanimowo goes down there, an illustration of how high United are pushing their fullbacks to press the Albion back line. Really squeezing the pitch and narrowing the spaces for the Albion to try and play out in. Tanimowo goes down again. He's been in the wars thus far, has the Brighton and Hove Albion wingback. turns. Clipped forward into Talage, dropping deep to try and get on the ball here. The Swiss forward been in fine goal-scoring form recently. Dendoncker, it's a sloppy pass. Mellor could be in. Mellor tucks it into the bottom left corner. It was a mistake from Dendoncker, and Mellor pounced for his second goal of the game. Wasn't much for the forward left to do, as Tom McGill couldn't react in time. And as it runs through, Mellor made no mistake. How about that as a return back with the United setup? 2 goals for Mellor already. Your score, Manchester United 2, Brighton and Hove Albion 0, and the Albion with it all to do to maintain this unbeaten home record. Telemoa to Large. Again wrestled off it from Bjorn Hardley, who is giving to Large no change this afternoon. Tanamoa will run up Fernandez again. It's a good looking ball from Turns, but it was read by Wellens. Out of play, Albion throw on that left hand side. Furlong the man to take it. Referee just having a quick word with Charlie Wellens there. Wellens quite visibly knocking the ball away, preventing Furlong from taking that throw quickly. Card staying in Daniel Lamport's pocket for now. Spong. To Large, beaten to it by Hardley. No room for Leonard, and Emran's back on it. Trying to break away from Furlong and knock it into the path of Hansen Oren. Wellens. Charlie Savage again. Fernandez into Iqbal. Can you, Albion punish a poor mistake from Iqbal with that bad touch? As Tanamoa takes the ball off Fernandez. His cross is a good one towards Ferguson, but cleaning up at the back was Will Fish, playing it back to Andre Mastany. Into Mellor again. Can he get round Turns? Tamani Mellor, full of confidence and on a hat-trick. Hansen Oren to Wellens. United's passing crisp and composed in the final third. Fernandez on his left foot, thinks about the shot. Back out to Noah Emran. Mellor flashed across the area, but into the hands of Tom McGill, who can back down at the near post. United looks so organised and so well drilled in the final third. The passing combinations have been fantastic, you have to say. And Mellor lined up one from a tight angle again. Tanamoa looking for Ferguson. Bjorn Hardley's there again. Man that United signed from NAC Breda in 2019. Made 17 appearances for under 18 last year, just one under 23 appearance, but this year he's improved on that. Been a stalwart at the back for Neil Wood's under 23 side. Can see why thus far. Emaran. Roberts bringing it forward the other way for Brighton and Hove Albion. Roberts into Leonard in the centre circle. Ferguson being forced backwards. The Seagulls will have to start again. Fernandez heads away for United. Iqbal again. Tanamowo picks Fernandez's pocket, not for the first time this afternoon. Cross comes in from Furlong. It's a good-looking ball. Will it drop to Talage? Punched away by Mastany as Talage looked to pounce on a loose ball. Probably the best chance thus far for Brighton and Hove Albion. It came off a deflected cross which looped up in the air. Keeper would always be favourite to that one. Furlong. Hayden Roberts. Leonard, Scottish midfielder who the Albion signed from Hearts in 2018. Perpion again for Brighton and Hove Albion. A quarter of an hour to go till half-time. Can the Seagulls make this possession pay? As Hansen Oren rather crudely hauls down Lars Den Donker. A little bit surprised not to see the card shown there as Leonard looks for Tanamowo in behind Fernandez. Tanamowo can't keep it in play. It seems as though that took... Well, no, it didn't take a deflection. We thought for a moment Tanamowo was playing that out for the corner. Instead, he was just making Andre Mastany's walk a little bit longer to retrieve that ball. It was a 2-1 victory for United last time these two sides met. Elanga, now of the United first team, scored the opener. Talage equalised, and then Zidane Iqbal hit a 93rd minute winner to break Andrew Croft's side's heart. Game's not quite followed the same pattern today. Hansen Oren allowed to turn. His pass forward is blocked by Ed Turns. Well played from the Albion defender. Giving it back to United. Good feet from Tanamowo, not once but twice, and again he's clashed into. As I said, Tanamowo coming back from a dislocated knee injury, not a pleasant injury to suffer. And it's hardly been a smooth return. He's been battered all over the park. He looks over to the bench now, one arm on his knee. Again, Hansen Oren escaping without a yellow card. Turns. Wellens heads away and So often for the Albion, that long diagonal off the boot of Ed Turns has been a weapon they've used this season. Haven't had any joy with it thus far. Bjorn Hardley sliding in to clear that one out of play. Tanamo to take. Signed for the Albion from Norwich back in 2018. Played 19 appearances for the under-23s last season before suffering that injury during a collision with Evan Ferguson on the training ground. Fired forward by Fernandez, the former Real Madrid man. Roberts heads on. Perpion can't spin and win the ball in midfield. Free kick going Brighton and Hove Albion's way. That kill from Shuratiri doesn't come off. Shuratiri, a player raising eyebrows so far during his time at United. Won the Jimmy Murphy Young Player of the Year award for the entire club last year, a prestigious award that's been won previously by the likes of Marcus Rashford. Coached the best young player throughout the entire club system. Can include players that have featured multiple times for the first team. Spong finds Furlong. Leonard in midfield, thinks about a shot. Momentarily crowded out, looking for Tanamowo, but not enough purchase on the pass. United will come the other way through Hansen-Oren. Noam Emran. Can the Albion punish that mistake? No, cleared away by Fernandez again. Roberts looking for Spong. Only finding Hansen-Oren. Savage. Slid into the path of Emran. It's good football from United again. Can they make the Albion pay? No, it's skied over, but not without a touch off Perpion. So corner to the Red Devils coming up. But after a good spell of Albion pressure, United able to break at will. Work the ball out to the left-hand side. A corner kick for the Red Devils coming up, and really sums up what's been a pretty dominant first half display from them. Emran takes it, flicked on at the near post and cleared behind, and it had to be by Ed Turns. Emran to take again. French winger who they signed from Amiens 2019. Near post flick on from Fernandez, drops loose to Shuratiri. Can he get it out of his feet? No, Talaj can scamper it away. Tanamowo's touch is heavy. Back with Iqbal, space for a shot for Iqbal, bends it over the bar. Albion able to get away with that one after a poor touch from Tanamowo. United knocking on the door for a third. Acres of space for Iqbal, no one elected to close him down until eventually Ed Turns stepped out from his back line. Plenty for Andrew Crofts to ponder as we head towards half-time. Tanamowo just knocks that one out of play, and a combination which sort of sums up this first half. The pass from Lars Dendoncker just a step off the mark. The touch from Tanamowo wasn't fantastic. Iqbal, pocket picked by Perpion. Can the Albion answer now? Blue shirt streaking forward in towards Talage, sliding out to claim it. Here's Mastani. And in the end, the angles just closed out for all three of those Albion shirts streaking forward. Savage to Mella. Furlong looking for the run of Perpion. He's trying to get round Will Fish. Good strength from Will Fish. Had to get that one right. Perpion's no slouch. Wellens on the right-hand side. Forward it goes from Wellens, but straight out of play. Charlie Savage, not the only player in the United team with a famous father. Charlie Wellens also has a dad that was a pro footballer. Richie Wellens had a long football league career with a host of northern clubs. Another throw for Albion just over the halfway line. 4 minutes to go to half time. Furlong to take. Thrown straight into Iqbal. Hansen Oren. Crossed in by Emran, but straight through to McGill. The 5 losses Albion have suffered this season, all coming away from home. United looking to end that run with Hansen Oren. 25 yards from goal. Still Hansen Oren strikes off the post. Cannons back out to Furlong. And again United come close to making it 3. This time the former Tromso man striking from range. Just acres of space in midfield. Leonard and Spong far too far apart. It was Iqbal earlier, and this time it was Hansen Oren, shot from almost an identical position. Coming off the post for United. Turns. Not much room to manoeuvre in. Spong for Ferguson, who's barely had a sniff this half. He'll loop one over the top to Talage, but Bjorn Hardley's there again, and in all the fantastic midfield performances for United in this first half, Bjorn Hardley's centre-back outing might have caught lost, but he's been fantastic back there. Perpion. Leonard. Spong breaks the lines to Perpion, into Ferguson. Is this the chance the Irish forward needs? No, it's cleared away by Will Fish. Tanamowo. Back to Lars Dendoncker, all the way recycled with turns. Dendoncker again. Switch out to the right-hand side. Tanamowo looking to break past Fernandez. Another good ball out from Spong. This time Furlong collects it, drilled towards the near post, and Will Fish took evasive action. I think his goalkeeper had it covered. Probably wanted him to leave that ball. Albion will get the play restarted. Turns to Leonard, spins well on the halfway line. Spong into Perpion. Positive end to the first half for the Seagulls. Still United squeeze up, but there's nowhere for the Albion to go. Looking for gaps. Will it take this run forward from turns? Back to Aidan Roberts. To Large. Bundled into the back off by Bjorn Hardley. This time the Swiss forward does win a free kick. Leonard to take. Leonard standing over a free kick at the end of the first half for the Albion. Not really in the Albion's way to lump this one into the area, but they might be best placed to do so. The limited time left. Looking for Ferguson. Emran looking to get round Furlong, straight out of play. Another Albion throw coming up. Into Spong, straight out of play again. Just out of sorts at times, Andrew Croft's side. An uncharacteristic performance. And the referee brings the first half of action to a close. 2 goals from United captain Damani Mella, the difference just 2 days after returning from his loan spell. Your halftime score, Brighton Hove Albion 0, Manchester United 2.
Hove, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Oh.
Good afternoon and welcome back to the second half of action here on My Albion TV. Andrew Croft's under-23 sides in serious jeopardy of losing that unbeaten home record. They trail Man United 2-0 at half-time as both sides make their way slowly back out onto the pitch. It was Damani Mella that scored the 2 goals which currently separate the two sides. A lack of real clear-cut chances created by the Seagulls, a rarity for this side, having a fantastic season, even if they have slightly tailed off of late. Just one win in their last 5 games has seen them drop from 4th place in this under-23s league down to 6th. Evan Ferguson standing over the ball in the centre circle, and a big half needed if the Seagulls are going to get back in this one. Referee Daniel Lamport checks his watch and we are underway. Back to Spong it goes. Furlong. Good football from Leonard to flick it back to Furlong. Still going as Furlong. He's got Ferguson outside of him, in towards the area, looking for Talage. A flying volley from Talage just skims off his boot and into the hands of Mastany. Almost a dream start to the second half. Well, he had the choice between Ferguson to his left or Talage waiting in the area. Talage was the more difficult ball. Furlong chose to play it anyway. And the Swiss forward almost connected with a flying volley. Roberts out jumps Emran. As Mastany knocks it straight out of play. Last time Albion won a game was on home soil, a 3-0 victory versus Liverpool. 4 draws and 1 loss since that date. Furlong with the throwing on the left-hand side, down by the corner flag. Into Ferguson. He flicks it up, volleys in towards the area. Talage is waiting. Can Tanamowo get onto it? He just dangles a leg out of it. Well, somehow Ferguson managed to keep that in play and hook it into a dangerous area. No one in blue and white able to get on the end of it. Good early pressure in the second half from the Albion. They have a new lease of life. Here's Turns. Still going as Ed Turns, slid down at the edge of the area by Fernandez. Referee waves play on. Leonard will track back against Shoretire. Emran clattered into by Leonard. Ball was just getting away from Noam Emran. Leonard made sure he didn't get anywhere near it. Free kick United on the right hand side.
He's okay.
Emran slowly back to his feet. Wellens to take the free kick. 3 assists this year for Charlie Wellens. Just the 1 goal. Iqbal waits inside of him. United looking to go short. Cleared away by the Albion. Ferguson gets there ahead of Fish. Sent back home to Mastany. Greater intensity about the Seagulls at the start of this half. Leonard. Turns. Dendoncker, 1-2 with Tanamowo. Switch from Dendoncker finds Furlong. Can he cross from the left-hand side? United able just to drop back into that defensive shape, and that forces the Albion backwards. Switch finds Furlong again. Acres of space for the Irish fullback. Does he have the cross to match? In towards Talarge. Headed away by Hardley. Spong out, jumped by Emran. It's United doing the defending though in the opening 4 minutes of this half. Hansen Oren. He had a crucial chance to make it 3-0. Will he live to rue that chance? Will Fish. Man who himself returned from a loan with Stockport on January 7th. Made just one appearance for Stockport during his loan spell then. He's already made his first team debut for Manchester United in a 2-1 win versus Wolves in May of last year, sorry. Controlled on the chest by Spong. Into Leonard. He'll look for Ferguson, just eased off the ball by Fish, and that allows Masney to come out and scoop it up. United will come the other way with Shoretire. Hansen Oren. Fernandez looks for Emran, but diving in on the ball was Furlong, and he'll streak over halfway. Perfect pass out to Talarge. Talarge in the area. Left-footed effort saved by Masney. Palmed away by the Czech goalkeeper after a fierce drive from Talarge. Is there another chance in this attack for the Albion? Dendonka. Perpion. Perpion looking to clip that one again towards Talarge. An outstretched boot clears it away. And then eventually United back on it with Shoretire. Will they be able to counter against this early wave of seagull pressure? Emran. Hansen Oren, left-hand side of the penalty area. Hansen Oren deflected away. Again, United had numbers forward. Emran again. Perpion. Able to turn in midfield. Haven't seen much of the Australian thus far. Roberts to Furlong again. Formerly of Shamrock Rovers, James Furlong leads the Albion in assists this year. Possesses a lethal cross when he gets the space to whip it in. He's had that space a few times this afternoon. Albion yet to get on the score sheet as a result of it though. Talarge turns. Furlong again. Loads of space for Furlong. Can he shift past Wellens onto his left foot? Drops to Ferguson. Back to Leonard. Leonard curls one into the hands of Masney. And Masney drops to the deck. Just taking his time over distributing this ball as Andre Masney. The Reds are under serious pressure here. Don't know what Andrew Croft said at half-time, but it's worked so far. Lung-busting run from Fernandez, though, and he's beaten a few Albion players into the area to Emran. Albion exposed. Emran blocked, drops loose, finished off. No, off the post. A good tip away from McGill. Still not cleared. Savage. He'll shoot from range. That one deflects behind. Wait to see which way this will go. It looks like it will be a corner. Well, here's the chance. Emran's shot. The first effort was deflected back into Iqbal. And Iqbal couldn't capitalise. Hits the post via a deflection. McGill, I think, in fact, tipped that onto the post. And it looked like it was going to be destined for that bottom corner. Albion committing more and more bodies forward, leaving them more exposed at the back. Something they have to do. Down 2 goals. Outswinger from Emran. Drops to Savage. Savage straight into McGill. Another ball out to this left-hand side. Furlong cutting in. Thinks about a pass to Large. Just non-stop end-to-end action in this game so far. Certainly in this second half. Two enterprising attacking sides doing battle. Fish tries a long ball of his own, looking for Hansen-Oren. McGill able to claim. No changes from either side of the break. Quite interesting that. Especially given the pace this game is being played at. Hayden Roberts to Large. Back to Perpion. Perpion tripped, but not enough for a foul. Slid in here to Iqbal, and the red shirts will come forward again. Shore-Atire ahead of him. Mella to his left. It is Mella. It's blocked by Turns, and it had to be. 3 red shirts were lurking in the 6-yard box. Perpion. Leonard again, one of those Albion youngsters that made his debut versus Cardiff City in the EFL Cup. Spong looking for Large, who just, again, really struggling to get on the ball today to make things happen. Here comes Shore-Atire the other way. Hansen-Oren, left wing, and loads of room to operate in. Tanamowo's a little slow getting back to pressure him. And now the sting just taken out of that United attack. Well into the Fish, exchanging passes. Emran. Hayden Roberts heads into Wellands. Leonard flicks it on one further. To Large's class as he tries to send it around the corner. Finally, Hayden Roberts picks it back up in midfield. Furlong. Into the channel it goes, looking for a streaking Evan Ferguson. Ferguson's forced wide. Rolled towards the area with Leonard to Perpion. Perpion to Tanamowo. First left, then right for the Seagulls. You feel they're just one pass away from unlocking this door. But then Leonard shells Tanamowo short. He's forced to trip Fernandez, and United with a huge let-off. Not Cam Perpion's finest moment. He's done very, very well, Cameron Perpion, since being upgraded from the 18s to the 23s. Made 12 starts this season, scoring twice, assisting once. He's such a direct runner, willing to commit defenders. But again, Albion just struggling to get him on the ball in areas where he can hurt United. Mella beaten to it by Turns. Clever touch by Furlong. Again into the channel for Ferguson. Ferguson down by the byline and looking for a cross. And eventually wins the Albion a corner kick to be taken from the left-hand side. You could see in Evan Ferguson's mind there, he half wanted just to shift that onto his right foot and try and shoot himself. Instead went back to the left and wins the Albion a corner. Jack Spong to take. By far the best quarter of an hour spent in this game that the Albion have had. Can they make it count? Spong with a corner. Towards the middle it goes. Straight up in the air from Roberts to Large. Flapped at by Mastany. Shot in again by Roberts. The referee had already given away a free kick the way of Man United for a push on Mastany by to Large. Albion continues to knock on the door at the start of this second half though. Perpion. Cross comes in from Perpion to Large is waiting. Iqbal tries to control at the edge, and he lays it into Shoretire. United will look to counter again. This seems to be the game plan for them in the second half. Allow the Albion to come onto them and try and move quickly the other way. And Hansen Oren skipped past a couple of challenges. Hansen Oren looking for Shoretire. Leonard steps in. Unconventional but ultimately successful touch there from Evan Ferguson. Furlong will take the space United are giving him and then just telegraph that pass through to Roberts a little bit. And now loads of space for United up the right hand side, because Roberts and Furlong are both committed, and can Emran make them pay? Tries to win a free kick at the edge. Referee waves play on. Perpion. Spong. And then Tanamowo can't get on the end of it. As the Albion remain frustrated. See a substitution though for Brighton and Hove Albion. Coming on will be Odeluga, a fire. Let's see exactly who's making way. Odeluga, a fire was the mainstay at centre-back for large parts of this season. Played alongside Antef Tsongi and Ed Turns in a back three. Antef Tsongi suffered a horrible injury at home to Liverpool. Ed Turns has remained, and Odeluga, a fire, lost his place, but he's back in the lineup now, coming on as a substitute. As Lars Den Donker looks to see that one out. Referee's not quite sure which way that one has gone. Instead it's been given as an offside, so free kick for the Albion. And it's Tanamowo we can see making his way behind the goal that's come off for the Seagulls. Hobbling slightly as he makes his way around the pitch. Wellens to Iqbal. Back to Wellens. Albion throw on the left-hand side. Some confusion over exactly where that throwing was supposed to come in from. And again, the referee will march James Furlong backwards a few steps. Spong. Volleyed into Perpion with some pace, but the Australian deals with it. Out to Odeluga, a fire. Perpion again. A fire. Cross comes in from a fire. Might drop to Furlong at the back post. Emran tries to see it out. And it does see it out. Rolls all the way through. United throw deep inside their own half. Albion will try and squeeze United in here. Mella. Spong, clever reverse ball into Leonard. Can the Albion switch play quickly and try and hurt United? Nowhere for Leonard to go. A fire. 1-2 with Perpion. Back with a fire. Looking for Talage. Cleared away by Hardley. Just isn't dropping for the Albion in the area. Still on the ball here with a fire. Looking to bundle it away, and eventually the free kick does go the way of United. So many crosses into good areas in this second half already for the Seagulls, but they've only found the head of Will Fish and Bjorn Hardley. Dominant performances from the two Red Devils centre-backs. This is the effort from Talage earlier. Fierce drive at the near post. Tested the hands of Andre Mastany. Roberts heads forward. Ferguson controls. A fire. Back with Lance Dendoncker. Talage. Tripped by Fish. Talage maybe wanted a free kick there. Fish was slightly late to it. United will have a throwing on the right hand side though. Shoretire flicks it past Dendoncker. Still Shoretire coming forward and then slides right through Hayden Roberts. That was incredibly late by Shoretire. Surely referee has to take some action there. No one really appealing on the Albion end, and of course all focus now turns to the health of Shoretire. Everyone hoping that this isn't as bad as it looks, but incredibly late challenge from Shoretire after Hayden Roberts got there first. Chance for both managers though to get into their sides. Neil Wood in heavy discussion with the United bench. Andrew Crofts doing the same with his Albion players. Andrew Crofts played as a player with Chelsea and Gillingham Academy, as we see some of those highlights from earlier. Again, the first goal, Damani Mella took it really well first time, just curling it into the corner. Second goal, rather fortunate. Misplaced pass from Dendoncker allowed him to tuck that one home. As a player, Andrew Crofts spent time with Gillingham and Chelsea's academy. He was former captain of the Albion first team. Here's that second goal again. Dendoncker just didn't read the positioning of Damani Mella, and not too much for the striker to do there, then place it in the empty net and pass Tom McGill.
We are okay. We need to score. Last 20 minutes. Last 20 minutes.
Just trying to pick each other up are the Albion players with around 20 minutes left to play. Shoretire, unfortunately, still down on the deck. Player that's attracted a lot of interest, a lot of attention. He was released from Manchester City, Shoretire, after he was found out to have trained with Barcelona's academy, and City reacted so furiously they released him from the club. That allowed him to join Manchester United. He went on to become the youngest ever Red Devil to play in Europe when he came on against Real Sociedad. Broke a 38-year record. He's been involved early. Here's some of the chances for United in this second half though. Deflected away, an effort from Hansen Oren. And great to see Shoretire back on his feet. Accompanied by two United trainers.
Phil, can you hear me?
And coming on in his place will be Martin Swiderski. So Shola Shuratere's afternoon is over. Martin Swiderski will come on in his place. Slovakian under-21 international. United signed in 2019. Possession will stay with the Albion. McGill takes hold of that uncontested drop ball. You only fear that that pause might have halted Albion's building momentum. Sent out wide by McGill, looking for a fire. Then Donker, formerly of Club Bruges. Savage into Iqbal. Throwing goes United's way. We see another substitution taking place. This time it's the turn of the Albion to make their change. It'll be Sami Shushain coming on in place of Lars Den Donker. And a big moment here for Sami Shushain. Normally plays with the Albion's under-18 side, featured in their recent FA Youth Cup victory versus Manchester City. And today he plays with the under-23s. French midfielder with great industry and great technique. Large blocks the ball back into midfield. Swiderski looking for a big switch. There was no red shirt in the same postcode as that ball though. Hayden Roberts. Leonard. Ball bounces rather unfortunately just in front of Furlong. United throw on the right hand side. Well into Swiderski. Swiderski bundled to the ground as he flailed, just caught Jack Spong. Had a complicated start to life with Manchester United. Swiderski. Problems caused by the COVID-19 pandemic forced him back to Slovakia just after the transfer took place. So it was a bit of a difficult adjustment and settling in period with the club's academy. But since then, he's become a mainstay in this side. Here he is now, edge of his own area. Iqbal. Sweeping ball out to the left-hand side from Iqbal. Finds Fernandez. Looking to take on Perpion. And just stumbles, and that allows Perpion to get on it. Shushain. Ferguson. Hayden Roberts dawdles on the ball, and United have continued to put the pressure on. Looks like it'll be a United throw down by the corner flag. Emran. Emran skips past the challenge to the byline, looking to fire it towards goal, straight into the hands of McGill. And as I feared, that injury to Shuratere just taking the sting out of all the good football the Albion were playing to start this second half. Hayden Roberts. Still United squeeze the Albion backwards. Furlong hesitates and then goes again up that left flank. Ran out of room, ran out of ideas, and United back on it. Both these sides fighting on multiple fronts this year, or both these academies, sorry, fighting on multiple fronts. Both have made it through to the 5th round of the Youth FA Cup. And United also competing in the UEFA Youth League, in which they performed admirably. Top of their group, 6 games played, 5 wins, 1 loss. The knockout stages of that competition taking place through February and March. But here's a chance for the Albion. Sliding out to meet it is the goalkeeper for United, Andre Mastany. Hayden Roberts. Spong. Spong looking for Ferguson, who's drifting wider and wider to try and get on the ball. Furlong back to Spong. Chouchain. Well played from the young French midfielder. Leonard. Ferguson. Chouchain into Ferguson. To Large, looking back for Ferguson with a flick on. Hansen Aron coming the other way. Large will press the goalkeeper, forced wide to Hardley. Better from the Seagulls though. As we see a substitution this time coming the way of Manchester United. Sam Mata will come onto the pitch. Making way will be Noam Emran, who's just faded slightly in this second half, the French winger. Sam Mata, who's previously had a spell on loan with Salford, England under-18 international at the start of the year. He was capped for his country at under-18 level. A fire. Deflects behind, it would be a United corner. Cannon between a few players, couldn't see exactly who the last touch came off. United corner coming up, somewhat against the run of play with 13 minutes left to play in this second half. With Emran off, Iqbal will take it. The lime green boots of Iqbal will curl this one towards the area, just over Hardley and claimed by Thomas McGill. Furlong. Backwards to Hayden Roberts. Over to Ed Turns. Throwing Albion on the left-hand side. Not long left to change their fate in this game. They'll need experienced players like Leonard if they're going to do that. Here's another experienced player, and Ed Turns. Perpion. Perpion will run at Fernandez. Fire back to Perpion. Good shimmy from the Australian. Into Talage again. The flick was a little bit too cute and too clever, but Talage is back on it. Blocked by Hardley. Another brave block from the Dutch centre-back. Still not cleared properly by United. And that will skim all the way through for an Albion throw. Furlong in a hurry to take it. turns again. His switch has too much on it.
Fucking on, mate. All day sport.
Volleyed away by Fish. No one there in a red shirt to collect that loose ball, so Roberts can springboard another Seagull attack. Mata. Spong loses out to Swiderski, but then gets it back with a brilliant challenge that's clattered into. Seagulls will continue regardless. It's Ferguson on the left-hand side. Ferguson. Back to Leonard, into Talage, back with Leonard, great team goal, finished off beautifully by a curling Leonard effort into the top right corner. Ferguson, Talage and Leonard all involved, and the Seagulls have one back. It found Ferguson on the left-hand side. The angles seemed to be closing down for him. He just threaded it back to Leonard. One touch back to him by Talage, and beautifully curled past the hands of Andre Mastany. Man United 2, Brighton and Hove Albion 1, and 9 minutes for the Albion to protect their unbeaten home record. That goal had been coming almost all of this second half. And you just feel now they've got one. Can the Seagulls go on and get two? Perpion heads down to Shushain. Clever Cruyff turn from Shushain. And United's body language has gone from calm and composed to a little bit frantic here. Talage has been trying that flick, that dropped off pass, that setback all second half, and they've not been coming off for him, and finally one pays off and Leonard's there to be the benefactor. Switch by Spong, finds Furlong. Throwing United on this right-hand side. Final change coming up for Andrew Croft's side. Todd Miller will make his way onto the pitch in place of Cameron Perpion. Never really been Cameron Perpion's game, but Miller now the man coming on.
James, voices, James. Hold. James talking. On the fucking toes.
Out of play from Iqbal. Albion trying to get back on the ball and take the throwing.
Get the ball.
And somehow that throwing has been given the way of Manchester United. Unless there's just still confusion over who exactly is going to take this one. This back and forth has been going on for much of this second half, and still it continues. And the referee really needs to do something to take control and take charge here. It's been a fantastically competitive end-to-end game. Doesn't need to descend into this, and now it's Wellens and Ferguson going at it. And unfortunately, to call out referee Daniel Lamport, all of this is avoided if he just settles whose throwing it is within the first 5 seconds of the ball going out of play, rather than leaving it up for debate. As we take one more look at that goal from Leonard. Ferguson spotted the late midfield run, played it into Leonard. Great composure from him to not shoot first time, to lay it off to Talage. And he did take the second opportunity. And how? Curling it past Mastany. And still, we wait for the taking of this throwing. Hayden Roberts picking up the other card. But as I said, if there's more conviction from the linesman and the referee over which way that throw was going, all those handbags are avoided because both teams know exactly what's coming up. Furlong, sold a little bit short by Leonard. Spong back on it for the Albion. Clever turn from Spong in midfield, just rolling his foot over the ball. Shushain. A fire. Miller, the substitute, back for a fire, down by the corner flag. Can he keep this one in play? Plays it off his own foot. United goal kick coming up. Good football from the Albion up the right-hand side, though. It's been a game of two halves in every sense of the word. First half was all United. Second half's been all Albion. Shane wins it. Fish wins the second ball. Leonard jumps with Wellens. Down Leonard goes, under challenge from Wellens. Another body hits the deck. Again, the conversation started with Daniel Lamport. Leonard stands over the resulting free kick, which he won. Scotland under-21 international. He's made 3 appearances for the 21s. Under-19 captain the under-19 Scottish side to a win versus Germany. Looking to cause some damage with this free kick. In-swinger from Leonard. Out it goes towards turns, volley towards goal, and fizzed past the post. That was just ripped right across the face of goal. You feel if someone could have got maybe a touch on that, Albion could have been in with a chance. I think it might have been Evan Ferguson with the volley, actually. Hard to see from our angle exactly who sent that one and how far away it was. It was a sweet strike of the ball, though. It was Ferguson that hit it with the outside of his right boot. Miller. Shane. Hayden Roberts, he's had an excellent game. Into Leonard. Pressure put on by Mata. To Furlong, looking for a cross, but not squeezing one past Charlie Wellens. Wellens coming the other way. Into Iqbal, but his touch is heavy, and the Albion are back on it in United territory.
Come out!
Again, we wait to see which way this throwing goes. It does go the way of United this time. Just cannoning back off Leonard. Wellens to take.
Good, Mark. Esmo.
Head tennis in midfield. Savage sends forward. Roberts battling with Mellor. Shane stuck a foot in. Still with Mellor. Back to Savage. Haven't mentioned his name much in this second half. 2 minutes left to play. Guadaluga a fire on the right-hand side. He's got Miller outside of him. Chooses to find to large. Touches a little bit heavy as it pops up in the air. Albion will keep it through a fire. And he wins a free kick off Iqbal. Strange to see Guadaluga a fire almost out there, pushing high and wide as a right wing back. Spent so much this season tucked in as a centre back. He's not put in a bad shift since coming on as a substitute, and Jack Spong takes a free kick, which he won here. And it goes from Spong towards the back post. Can Ferguson keep it in play? Just about does, and then skips past the challenge of Mata. Ferguson, wrong side of Mata, into the area, squared back across the box, drops to Leonard again, curls one towards the back post, blocked to Shane, still alive for the Seagulls. Furlong, Leonard thinks about pulling the trigger on the cross. It's just forced backwards. Shane makes the run ahead of him. A fire. Drifted. Ball out to Todd Miller. And it's just broken down for the Albion. And really, when Leonard hesitated over that cross, that might have been the chance for him to clip it in. The 90 minutes are up. And United will eke out every second of these breaks in play to try and eat into added time. Mata. Now Iqbal. Ball's at the wrong end of the pitch from an Albion perspective. Savage. Fernandez again, the former Real Madrid fullback. Iqbal just spins past Miller. Flicked on by Mata, looking for Hansen Oren. Odluga fire, misses out Miller. And finds Swiderski. But a great tackle from Spong. Might just give the Albion life late on. To Large, good feet on the right-hand side. Spong, back to Leonard. Somehow the Seagulls escape. And Furlong's got space on the left. Tracking back is Mellor. Still going as Furlong. But Mellor made a good 25, 30-yard covering run to get back and take the ball off him. Still we play on. Is there one more chance in this game for Brighton and Hove Albion? Miller to try and test the legs of Fernandez. Cross towards the area. Might find to Large. Runs through to Ferguson. Evan Ferguson shots himself straight into the hands of Andre Mastany. Never really was on from Ferguson. He was always leaning back. It was always slightly out of reach. When Miller crossed it in, you thought just maybe this would be the Irish striker's moment. 8 goals already this season, but he couldn't make it 9. Drilled straight into the hands of Andre Mastany, and in the process of reaching to try and strike that ball, Ferguson might have injured himself. Cleared away by Mastany. Was that the last chance of the game? Great ball from Ed Turns out to Furlong. Leonard waits inside of him. Shane. Good football from the Albion to find a fire. A fire into Miller. Miller across the area. Will it find a runner? Skied over by Hayden Roberts, but not without a touch. Albion corner coming up. Well, Hayden Roberts would have deserved that goal. When Miller ran it back across the area, the goal was at Hayden Roberts' mercy, and he almost found the roof of the net. Without a touch from Andre Mastany, he would have done. Spong to take a corner kick. Well, games involving Andrew Croft's side are rarely dull, and so it has proved today. Spong's corner. Will the Albion find a winner? In towards the near post. Cleared away. Drops to Miller. Miller has to go backwards. United just waiting on the whistle. McGill, a fire, round the corner to Large. Can he get on the end of it? Goes down under challenge from Mastany. Ball cleared by United. Shane. Leonard, left wing, crossing towards the back post, rising as to Large, still not cleared by United, hooked away by Hardley. Shane is going the wrong way, but has no other choice, with Hansen Oren putting the pressure on. There'll be plenty of added time with that Shoretire injury. Fernandez heads upfield. Well, you wondered if Albion would get one more chance. They've had about 3. They've all just been agonisingly over or saved or blocked in front of goal. Hopeful ball forward by McGill. Leonard again. Tries that ball towards the edge of the area. Handled by Will Fish. So a free kick coming the way of the Albion. Rather fortunate to win that one. It wasn't a particularly good ball from Leonard, but it just bounced up awkwardly in front of Will Fish and caught the centre-back's arm. And now just 2 steps outside the area, Brighton and Hove Albion will have a 96th minute free kick. They left it late against Manchester City at home. They took an Ella goal that day. Can they leave it late against the Red of Manchester? Leonard will take 2 in the United wall. An unbeaten home record on the line for the Seagulls. It's Leonard, it's curled towards goal, it's headed up in the air, drops to Spong in the area, but the referee has already blown the whistle to bring the game to a close. Albion unhappy, but Fortress Lancing finally falls. The first game the Seagulls have lost on home soil this year, and it's United that win it. 2 goals from Damani Mella. Your final score here on My Albion TV. Albion 1, Manchester United 2.